Give everybody time to get in here. I was gonna record this, but I feel like it's a waste of my time and everyone else's. I don't think anybody should wait for the information. We're gonna get into it though. What's that for? Let everybody get in here. I'm gonna start regardless. So type in the chat. Let me know you're here, and we will begin momentarily. Yes. Am I muted? Okay. Am I still up? Okay. So we could somebody join stuff. What's up, Jay? What's up? What's up, man? How you doing, Jay? What's up? Let a few more people get in here, and we're gonna start. We're gonna start eventually. You can hear me? You sure? I can hear it from my phone. Try it. Like try turning it on. Yeah, we don't have the live captions. Okay. I'm gonna read in the chat also, so I can answer questions. I'm letting a few more people get in here. Yeah, I'm good as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm always good. Mm-mm-mm. Alright, we're gonna start from the top, honestly. Uh, like a few more people get in here, and then we'll start. Since everybody wanted to see, so I'm showing everything that's available on the server for now. There's more stuff that I have to like verify everyone else for me to show, but it's procession like system. We all agree on what to distribute. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it will be available, but at the current time there are certain things in play that don't allow that. But there's plenty when I say there's a plethora of stuff that's in here. It was already public information. So yeah, share the video. I sent it around a few servers, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if the title's throwing people up, but yeah, yeah, just type in the chat when you're ready, and I'll begin. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. Uh, Let me share the thing again. All right, Jay, we ain't wasting time. We're just gonna start since you're here. Since you're the only one here, we're just gonna start. Uh, Before I begin, I'm gonna begin with saying, um, everything I say that's my opinion. I don't care how anybody else feels about them. You know what I'm saying? This is online. I really don't care. This is what I believe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna defend my opinion. You have a problem with that, you can cry about it. Comments. You know what I'm saying? You can lose sleep over it, honestly. I really don't care. Sick individuals, I don't like them. Yeah. So we're gonna go to the names involved. I still have to update this, by the way. think I gotta do this. Um, well, no, forget it. We'll just go to drops. And we're just gonna get into it. We're just gonna get into it. Forget the list. Yeah, type in chat. Let me know y'all here. Yeah, bro. Like, come on now. So I posted these in here yesterday. This is a server. If you want to be invited to the server, Jay, you can put the link in the comments and pin it for me, so they'd be able to join people that are not in the server. I'm finna get into this. Like I said, I don't care how anybody feel. These are my opinions. Alright. Get a problem with that, you can cry over it. But this is from WhatsApp. Now, I want to also say, even if it's true that she isn't a PDF, you're like the head admin of a kids game, and you're going around doing stuff with people within the community that you're in charge of. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's nah. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're just going, everyone knows that's, I don't think any person in professional, not even professional, anybody with like a higher power over a community that involves children should be going around doing that. You know what I'm saying? Any job, they wouldn't want you sleeping with your coworkers. You know what I'm saying? Creates issues in the workplace. But let's get into it though. So here we have her messaging Joey on message Joey on WhatsApp. This is around last year, I believe. And now this investigation wasn't an intentional investigation. This is reported says via Joey. So like I said, this is sent to us by Joey. So we said okay. And then we went on an intentional investigation. Now I'm just gonna read verbatim from here. You have your opinion on it. I'll explain from what I understand. You know what I'm saying? Let's get right into it. Barker states that she says, "I'm so weird and freaky. I will stop it." Matter of fact, hold up, we go back to the beginning. Okay. I'm so weird and freaky. I will stop it. Maybe I really just need to do freaky stuff to Robbie while he's asleep. Now this Robbie person, people have been saying this is a guy named Nevermind or something. Whatever his name is, I really don't care about him. He's irrelevant. Um, he made an announcement earlier, whining about something, exclaiming that he didn't know who Bakura was, even though if you were in the HG server, if you were in the HG server, you know, you have seen, have communicated with each other. They're very close blind. Now, I can't confirm they know each other in real life, but she said something about somebody. We're gonna get into it. You're gonna see. Okay, so yeah, she says I'm so weird and freaky. I will stop it. They really need to just do freaky stuff to Robbie while he's asleep. And then this little emotion right here. I don't know why people do this. Let's grow up. Next thing she says, here she goes before she starts her rampant behavior. She basically states that yeah, and boys are horny ASF normally, and they have big biological instincts. They're going after, basically condoning what she's saying and what she's about to do. Now, here we see that she says it's about boys, but then turns around to do this, and she shows the same behavior which she's saying how boys are biologically are. Now, I'm not saying this is true or false, but every individual is different. Not everyone has the crazy sexual tendency like she does. Now, she replies to herself afterwards and she says, and I want you to breathe me. So that's someone she wants. You know what I'm saying? With him. Joey says, why? With this emotion thing, I don't know why he didn't just use the emoji, but that doesn't matter. He says, but seriously though, why? Now you see he's questioning her. 2:01 p.m., whatever his time was. He's in Egypt, I believe. But he says, I'm just different than others. If you want to think about it, also the fact that most of the people are real shit situations that are rent problems or family issues or serious ones. But the others, they don't care about it. But of course, some people that have serious shit, you know. Now, I don't know if his English is kind of bad, but if you have common sense, which isn't very common amongst the community, you can understand what he's saying. Boom. She then says, let me zoom out because I don't want my stream to get taken out. She then says, it's not alone about your pulsating inside me and eventually ejaculating all the pleasure my body gave you. It makes me feel so happy and dizzy too. So he already communicated that he didn't want this type of energy. He already said, I'm just a boy. She's condoning it by saying boys should be like this. And with her, she's already said that yeah, well him being a boy, she should be okay with it. Is basically what she's saying. He says someone's lustful, someone's joining to you. Boom. She then says, and maybe only after that, I'm going to your brain out. And then she sends Genshin Impact sticker. I don't know why. Like I said once again, let's grow up. Um, he says, never mind, you're still lustful. We're only just best friends. So he's showing us that there's a boundary here, but she continues to go on. She simply does not care. Look at this goofy image. You know what I'm saying? Childish behavior. And she then apologizes. I guess she snaps out of it. This is later on throughout the day. So this goes from, let's start back. So yeah, this goes from 10:26 p.m. I don't know if these are ordered to 2 p.m. So I guess it started at 2 p.m. and eventually later on the day it went to 10:03, 10:26, and eventually when we get 10:24, she apologizes. So it took her 20 minutes to realize. She says, "I'm sorry for my weird reproductive tribe, Joey. I don't know what tribe means, but she said, I'm sorry for my weird reproductive tribe, Joey. And I would never treat you that way anymore. I respect you and what you want." So here, it seems she's realizing what she has done. And here, he forgives her. He says, it's fine, Baku, I understand you, but of course, I really care about anyone and even you. Boom. We get past that. And she then says, I love you, even though you don't love me back. And yeah, that hurts, but it's okay with this E. People just type weird. Yeah, so that situation, he came to us because he was uncomfortable. And then it just kept switching up. I don't know if he's been blackmailed or whatnot, but he came to us. And yeah, he came to us basically like he had a problem. And then when he came to us and we tried to fix the problem for him, he was basically playing both sides of the coin. And then he denounced the accusations that he put upon her that we later then found out were true. And then he came out and said it again. It was just all back and forth, wishy washy behavior. Um, Now we have an anonymous account that's also sent us some stuff on us. Anonymous says, one, have you informed her how you felt? Have you informed her you felt uncomfortable? His grammar is also bad. And he says, were you scared to come up because of her? Joey then responds, one, I did because I was uncomfortable and I was sad, but of course she apologized to me and all that uncomfortable stuff that she did to me. She did this to me. She was feeling of regret. Told her it's all right. Yeah, his English is bad. But I'm gonna try to read it better. I did. I was uncomfortable when I was sad, but of course she apologized to me and all that uncomfortable stuff that she did to me. She was feeling of regret, and I guess he said he told her it's all right. Just don't do that ever again on WhatsApp. And two, I was shy when I actually just chat, but now I'm actually talking much better now. So he said the English is bad, but we can try to get through it. Anonymous then says you went with it instead of exposing her. Why? It's a good question. Joey says, I know I'm selfish. I'm truly sorry. Now, I'm not gonna say Joey's innocent. He's an innocent person, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say he just has good nature. And I guess that just gets the best of him. But still, if you're uncomfortable, you speak up about it or do something about it. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all had the bond and stuff, but you gotta lock him out, honestly. Boom. Anonymous then goes on to say, I assume you knew about her behavior for a while, but you still talk to her and defend her. He admits to it, saying, in all honesty, yes. We'll go on. So he responds to Anonymous's message saying, I assume you knew about her behavior for a while. This is the second screenshot. Anonymous asks, are there more victims? Joey says, and yes, I guess there may be two, or I don't know how many it is. Anonymous responds, down. This is a surface level. This is surface level stuff. It's gonna get worse as we go through, but we're gonna get through all this. I said I'm showing you everything, so yeah. Um, Joey says Hollow did send me messages before I was about to chat. He's my friend, by the way. Yet it turns out it is her. I wasn't mistaken or anything. So Hollow, I don't know if you hear, but Joey said, you know, Venom. You said didn't they say Joey was? When I say surface level stuff, there is more stuff. This is not even the worst stuff, man. Says didn't they say Joey was a decoy in the video? At certain points he was a decoy, but then eventually he was playing both sides. I said it earlier within the live stream, but it gets worse. You know what I'm saying? This not even like the craziest stuff that you're gonna see tonight. Okay, let's go down. I'm not gonna show all this, but this is here. If you go on the server and look at it, she's in her ID to prove that she was. We're gonna go to this screenshot. One in a second to show that she was when she was other neighbor. Really, this can be anyone. She, you know, did all that. But at the time, she was supposedly was 17. But still, even if you don't want to call her a PDF, you're doing this in a kids community. The You're doing this in the kids community where it's games and stuff, and you're in a high power moderation. That's just not professional. I honestly, I don't believe that you should be doing this. You know what I'm saying? This is totally wrong. Now, here's another decoy. He posted his own video. Jay, if you can find a video, you can put it in the chat and pin it. You're a moderator. This guy IRL is like 14, 15. And I'm gonna get into this. He says, I don't know if you see his profile, but the bottom profile with the Sasuke. He says, I've been through 5 different accounts. She says, my memory is super bad. So he was catching up with her. My memory is super bad, but it's also been a while. He says, yeah, like 4 years. She then says, then you tell me your name. He asked long ago. She says, yeah. And he says, yeah, this might sound cringe. She asks, what is it? He says, but you didn't call me Shyper, you called me Teddy Bear. I don't know what type of weird relations they have, but they then get to talk about, let me see if this is in order. They didn't get to talking about this game that she sent. They get to talk about this game that she sends. Like, okay, so everybody who's involved in this that plans to be a victim or experience this, she sends them this number game where you choose a number and they ask a question from the board. And she, right here, I'm gonna show that eventually when we get to it. But she said there's some loose stuff, LML. He says it's G, I don't really care. She says I'm 19 though. XD, I may look like 15. Now she says this on multiple accounts of this screenshot. She always says she looks 15, but she's an adult. It changes from her saying I'm this, I'm that. You feel me? But we're gonna keep going. Like I said, she says we just take numbers. She sent an attachment right here. We just take turns saying a number to know from that pick. You just tell me what's too inappropriate. There is some loose stuff elemental. This is the full screenshot. He says, I'm 19 though XD, I may look like 15. He says you probably do. And then he says, I mean, I'm not really bothered by any question you ask. Okay, I guess I'll go first. She says, yes. Now they had a conversation about some stuff. He said something with the dopamine effect. And she begins talking about her stepbrother. She says something was intense. It says it was when he wanted me to tell. He is when he wanted to tell me dinner is ready and open my door without knocking. Looked at me and said dinner's ready and closed the door again. So this is when she was unclothed. Now, if we go to the Wotu server, we're gonna come back to this. If we go to the Wotu server, he claims he doesn't know her and they were just online friends. And but this screenshot literally says like it literally says everything. We're gonna read this though. We're gonna read this. Hi everyone. I watched the video not to say it's time for me to come out. I'm not Bakker's brother. We were just friends for a long time. But I started working and so on. So I lost touch with her. But I still played along whenever they said I was the brother. So you did not play along. You were. We were on so many servers together, and unfortunately, I don't know Bakra personally. Then how did you walk in on her? It's starting to not make sense. What you, man? I don't even know if Bakra's a boy or girl. I mean, you would know. You definitely seen her naked. You guys have done some crazy stuff. Um, the pictures of stuff you were sick came from older Reddit account that was deleted from a girl she was watching over and became obsessed with because she found her interesting. So, what does this tell us? Does this tell us that the images that we've seen of Bakra aren't actually Bakra? She could be someone else. What about the ID? That's not her as well. Lock in, man. Look, it says right here. The pictures of selfie you were sent came from an older Reddit account that was deleted from a girl she was watching over and came obsessed with. She found her interesting. They aren't from Bakra. I can say this for sure because I haven't actually sent Bakra that account. I have actually sent Bakra that account. Another girl in real life. So is this saying? Let's hold up. I'm gonna highlight this. Is this basically saying that that isn't Bakra? The Bakra images that we know isn't her? That's what he's trying to say. Now, the first part of this margin of text is BS. So you know you know each other, but he's saying those images aren't her. What images are you referring to? That's what we need to know. Um, which is crazy because if those images aren't her, then there's that identification card not her as well. And is she really an adult? That you know what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm getting at? Am I crazy for thinking that? He then goes on to say, Barker has always had excessive sexual, mental, and personality issues. Maybe you haven't noticed, but sometimes she has talked about losing her memories of previous years, weeks, or even days. Yet her behavior has remained the same over years. I have no idea how much of what she has ever said is true, but I'm 100% sure that we all been catfished and that Barker would simply disappear after everything would not come back. So, first image searcher. It is a good idea. But he said the Reddit account was deleted, but we could probably use way back and shit. Now, I want one of you guys try reverse image search it, but we're gonna still keep going on. So he says, where's the word at? I'm just sure that we all been catfish. So is that not actually blocker? That pictures of a girl she has an obsession over. How do we truly determine this? You feel me? If what he's if what he's saying is true, that we've all been catfished, and those pictures aren't from Bakra, those pictures of that female, not her. You know what I mean? It sounds like a cover up, but then at the same time, there could be a bit truth within the lie. He's saying, "Oh, these pictures aren't from Bakra. Then who are they from? Is the identification card that she sent really hers, or did you provide her girl's pictures? You said you knew the girl in real life. How else would she get it if she had a session over? If this is true, If this is true, you know what I'm saying? Going by his logic. He then says, I have no idea how much of what she has said is ever true, but I'm 100% sure we all been catfished. And that Bakura simply disappear after everything and not come back. It might be a bit much information for some, and some might be happy that Bakura probably never returned and wasn't real anyway. But I just wanted to get this off my chest. I often get asked for background information, but to be honest, I don't have any. I don't even know who Bakura is, and I hope the DMs will stop after this message. And he says, I don't even know. Hold on, he says, I don't even know who Bakura is. Exactly, Victor, exactly. He says, I don't even know who Bakura is. Where according to these screenshots we were just reading, I think that's false. I believe you actually walked. I believe you actually walked in on her naked, telling her dinner was ready. Um, let's find it. It was when he went and told me dinner's ready. You see, this is my old bro. I was on the call actually when he was sharing the screen, so I know. This is when he went and tell me dinner is ready and opened my door without knocking. Looked at me and said dinner's ready and closed the door again. So he's seeing, didn't have a reaction to it, but later we find out they did do something. Did he the decoy didn't ask, did it go any further? What do you do after it occurred? She said she stopped. What she means by stop is masturbating. She ate dinner. Boom. She has trauma cutting herself. She has a pain kink. He's asked what condition? That trauma that gives me a weird condition. Apparently, she was getting cigarettes like ashed out on her bottom of her feet, and then she has a traumatic condition. He asks what condition. She says, whenever I cut myself accidentally or not, I get extremely wet. It's not red flag number one. I'm telling you right now, it's not red flag number one. You don't have to believe anything else, but it is not red flag number one. Whenever I cut myself accidentally or not, I get extremely wet. He says, is it like a chemical reaction that helps with the trauma, or is it just a pain kink? She says, not a kink, it just gets triggered. She then says, well, maybe kind of a kink as well. He says, like a body coping mechanism. And then he responds to her saying the kink as well. Says, oh, I went to the next screenshot. Now, like I said, they've been playing the Nimber game and they're asking questions from the Nimber. I'm gonna show the Nimber game eventually. Um, yeah, like I said, used to put out her cigarettes on my feet and laugh when I scream. And this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? What happened to her if this is true? She didn't go on to say she's adopted. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into. You can kind of see her background within this. Um, boom. See, this wasn't a word. She said Robin caught me doing something. My brother. Now, the only other person that we know has been called her brother is a Nevermind guy, and he clearly stated that he didn't know her. So hold on, give me a second. Says Robin caught me doing something. My brother. Now, if we go back, we see the only other person call her mother is the Nevermind guy who said he did not know her. So he's lying. We know that. Straight bullcrap. We have proof here. The people who read may not. Here you go. We have information here. Uh, boom. Now here's the. You can see it's called Ting Tangy. I'm gonna show it eventually. But question 90 IRL is basically has he seen vagina in real life? It's not IRL, not fully naked. You. She has. Well, I guess someone naked, but she says, "What about pussy IRL?" He says no. Mind this guy's 14, 15. At this time, she was. Let me see. She's around the age of 17 or 18, but still. Here's a screenshot of the game. We can't see it clearly, but you can see it says sex, sexuality, social media, miscellaneous, sexual. There's actually two sections for sexual. 94. Because I've thought about it. I don't know how it go down. This is how, okay, your turn. 100. She says, this guess is about her bra size. She says, depends from which manufacturer. If it's B, C, what about you? He says his, size, his carrot size. He says 7, 8. And 146, that's if he's, masturbating or something. He said, what do you mean by something? She responds with pleasuring yourself. Now, this is when I messaged her. This is when I messaged her. And this is back then when we didn't have all the valuable information that we had now. And if we're going off of Nevermind's logic, that we've been catfish, and all those pictures of her and all the documentation isn't her, then we're gonna go with that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Here I was saying, if you're the same age as the person and you tell them you're 19 or 21 and they say 14, to them you're giving a youngin a chance, like a young person a chance. But if you're the same age, why not just convey it to them? What confuses me is if you and another individual are the same age, if you and another individual are the same age, why would you tell them your age higher and then still continue to do sexual things with them? You feel me? Um, she says, my age is publicly known as 19. Everyone knows it better. Or said mostly because for the respect of people back then when I was calling myself 2 years older, and they speak and talk around each other, or that would show up. She says, I never said I'm 21 LFL. What? I was always either 19 or 17. So regardless of the number, why? She was typing. Boom. I always say this, everything in the dark comes to light. But you know what? Let's not even waste time. Let's get to the serious stuff. Let's hold up. We're getting into serious stuff because we've been streaming for how long? We just gonna get into the crazy stuff. Boom. Here she acknowledges the person that's 15. She acknowledges the person that's 15 and she said, I may look like 15. He says, I'm 15. So she knows she's talking. She's aware. He's talking to a 15-year-old. Boom. Just it's lower holes in it. Guys can walk past it and see girls either with their mouths or holes on the other side. Hold up.